YouTube, another show and tell here on another watch I just picked up. This watch really impresses me. This one's called the Invicta Hydromax. You may not have seen too much about this watch. It's not as popular as one of the Venoms. It's a rather newer watch. I don't know how long it's been out, but definitely not as long as the Venom. And let me tell you, this is a monster. Now, it's not going to have the 63 millimeter diameter such as like the Arsenal. However, this watch is the thickest watch probably one of the thickest ever made, and definitely the thickest Invicta makes. And I'm going to show you what I mean by that. This watch, if you'll notice, it looks kind of like a Rolex. Now again, don't quote me on that and be like, it looks nothing like a Rolex. It just is similar to a Rolex. It's kind of styled after a Rolex. It's a very simple watch. I opted to get the yellow gold bezel and yellow gold face. Okay? Now here's the kicker on this one. Okay? 30 millimeters in diameter. Okay? 4 millimeters in the crystal. Rest was at 25. Well, technically 29 millimeters in diameter. Now, just to put this in perspective, this may not look like much right now, okay? But let me just compare it to your standard Rolex. There you go, folks, side by side. Thickness, yeah, no comparison, okay? This Hydromax is probably one of the nicest watches I've had the honor of wearing. And I know it's hard to tell from the videos I've seen and the pictures just how nice this watch is until you get it in person. And I'll tell you, I kind of dragged my feet on this one because I just wasn't sure. A couple features on it. Hydrogen release valve, something that most of us will never use. It has to do with diving. I don't know what it does. Probably releases pressure. The bezel is a rotating bezel. This crystal is so thick. And at first, when I first saw it online, I was like, that's kind of weird, sticking up like that. But let me tell you, when you get it, it's just fantastic. Half satin, polished bracelet. And this is kind of cool, ratcheting clasp. So you get a little extra quick release there. And naturally, your locking folding clasp. But this ratchet's kind of nice because you actually use this to size it a little bit. I don't know why you'd want to once you size. But anyway, you can do it either way. Got the Hydromax logo on the back. It's kind of like this strange, skull-looking character. Let me go ahead and throw it on the wrist here. This is a beauty. Actually, before I do that, let me just give you an idea so you can get an idea how thick this is. I'm sure most of you know what the Venom looks like. Okay, this is the Venom. Still a very thick watch. This is 22 millimeters. This bad boy is, I know in the video it looks the same, but trust me, it's quite a bit thicker. Let me try to do it on this side with the... Well, it's thicker, okay? And what makes it thicker is really the is part of that what do you call it? The crystal. And in the video, it doesn't really look much thicker, but it is thicker. And again, the Venom is a beautiful watch. I mean, these are both 52 millimeter watches, but the Venom you're looking at about $600 for. It depends on where you get it. I've seen it anywhere on. Sometimes you get them on sale for about $4 to $7. Home Shopping Network $700, $600. This one here, average price on eBay, you're looking at about $250. So this is about half the price, and I tell you, it's every bit as nice as a watch. I mean, and just the dial is just so chunky the depth is so deep. It's a great looking watch, and I got a really good deal. So I'm not going to tell you how good of a deal I got on this, but I won the bid, and it was a steal. This one quite a bit more. The weight's about the same. I think the Venom's a little bit heavier, but maybe by only like an ounce or two. But quite a watch. So there's a side-by-side. Let me go ahead and throw it on here so you can get an idea of what it looks like. I always throw it on the wrist so people can see what it looks like on a guy who is 161 pounds and sorry, I'm trying to do two things here. I get lost in these watches. 161 pounds and 5'7". So there you go. Here, throw this on my other wrist here. How puny this little thing looks. I don't know why anybody would even buy a Rolex. But then again, to each your own. I shouldn't say that. Rolex makes a nice watch. I just, I think once you start getting involved in the big watch thing, it's really hard to go back. I mean, look at that sucker sitting on my wrist. I went through McDonald's the other day to get a coffee, and the girl was like, "Oh my God, that is an enormous watch." And all I could say was, "Thank you." And you can really see, here, I mean, it looks really big here, but when you look at it from the side, I mean, seeing it on, it's just ridiculously big. And it just feels heavy. All right, folks. Well, there you go. There's my review of the again. Sorry, not a review, but my show and tell of the Invicta Hydromax. Don't drag your feet. They also make one in you get a black bezel, silver face, I think black face, black bezel. The one I really liked was a silver face with a gold bezel. They make it rose gold, brown. This one I got such a deal on. I went with the gold on gold, and you know what? I'm happy I did because for the price I got it for, I've been wearing it to work. It's kind of one of those watches, like for the price, we start paying about you get about $250 on eBay. Again, it depends on where you get it from. I've seen them all the way. Some people sell these things for retail, just like $1,300. I can't imagine anybody gets them or actually buys them. But anyway, you kind of check it out. I mean, look at how nice it looks. It's all polished right on the side. Get that kind of coin edge bezel. Just fantastic. I can't tell you how impressed I am with this watch. It also has a second time zone. Although I don't really, I had it set. Maybe I'm wrong in that, but I've had it set for 3 hours difference on East Coast and then on Pacific. And for some reason, it lollygags behind. I don't know if maybe I got a bad one. I personally don't care if it even tells time. I'm just so happy with the way it looks, and I don't even care. Anyway, thanks a lot for watching once again. I know my videos are kind of basic and they don't really say too much. I kind of ramble on, but I just really am impressed with these Invicta watches, and I absolutely love them. All right, thanks for watching. If you have any questions, let me know. Take care. Bye-bye.